Welcome to the POSTCAST. David Locke along with Ron Boone as the Utah Jazz get a wire-to-wire win tonight over the Philadelphia 76ers. I like these better than the road games we've been playing.
They're more fun to broadcast, that's for sure.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were optimistic leaving last night. You said we can still get this done. This is what they have to do. They have to get games like this. The question I've had about this team is, can they gain confidence? And does one game give you confidence, or is it going to take more than that?
Well, I think it definitely does, and one game definitely gives individuals confidence. And you know, it's you know, like anything else, you start from the bottom and work your way back up and gain the confidence that you need. And you know, Randy Foye's been struggling for a long time here, and right now he's starting to click. I think that really helps the basketball team. But, yeah, yes, you can gain some confidence with games like this.
Somewhat necessitated by foul trouble, some necessitated by an elbow to a nose and a mouth and a banged around tooth. But the minute distribution tonight, and then somewhat based on a blowout, was much more even across the board, and the youngsters got extended runs tonight. I thought they, you know, against a worn-out Philadelphia 76er team that's not, you know, lost 15, now 16 in the last 17 road games. I thought we saw a lot of energy out of that group and played well. That's not to preclude what the starters did. The starters are the ones who took this game over early on a 14-2 run and closed it and really ran away with it in the first half. But I just thought that group was interesting. They got a lot more time on the floor. They played more together, and you're really beginning to see them develop a camaraderie.
A bench has two things to do for this team, and that is when they go in the basketball game, try to increase the lead or play better and get the lead. I mean, and they have to recognize those things. And if the starters aren't playing well, the bench needs to come in the basketball game and try to get the job done. If the starters are playing well, the bench needs to come in and maintain what the starters have developed. You saw a perfect example of with Doug Collins. You know, his starters got off to a bad start. He made mass substitutions. He brought his bench
hockey line change.
Hockey line change is what you call it. And then the bench picked things up when they came into the basketball game. So those are things that coaches need to recognize, and the players need to recognize that as well.
You know, there's not 4:30 left in the second quarter, and it's a 9-point Jazz advantage, and the starters come back in the game, and by the time we get to halftime, they're up 16.
Yeah.
That, frankly, has not been happening very often.
It definitely has not.
And that was really the difference tonight, is that crew, in its second stint together, came out and retook control of the basketball game.
Yeah, so for the most part, the whole team was playing downhill. You know, it wasn't like they were playing uphill trying to catch up, and a lot of times you're behind, you play so hard, you catch up, then you run out of gas and can't finish. You know, the Jazz, for the most part, in the ballgame tonight was playing downhill and had the luxury, I think, of resting players, and had the luxury of giving your bench and certain players more playing time, something they've been wanting and something they've been needing in order to make this team better.
The real story is where you started. Hopefully the real story is that Randy Foye got his stroke back. Randy has been shooting below 30% since the All-Star break, really below 30% probably since February 1st. And tonight, for the first time, maybe the second time since the beginning of February, had more than 2 threes in a game. He had 3. He finished the night shooting 6 of 10. Maybe most importantly, he had 3 shots, 3 field goals that weren't threes. The Jazz need him to free up Millsap and Jefferson.
Absolutely, and you know, he was riding high there for a long period of time, shooting the threes, and then even when he went into the slump, I mean, the field goal percentage, the 3-point field goal percentage was so high that throughout the slump he was still able to maintain a 40% 3-point shooting. He's dropped now to 38%, but I would imagine after the last couple of ball games here that will get back up to 40%.
Maybe the most interesting part of our broadcast tonight was Phil Johnson joined us to open up the fourth quarter, and he talked to you and something that you had been talking about during the broadcast, and you guys collaborated, and I shut up, so it was really good, about a new play that the Jazz have put in that you've seen them put in practice. Coach talked about. Tell us a little bit about that and why and what it is and why it's working so well.
Well, it's a motion offense, and you've heard us talk about as well that when they go into Al Jefferson, that it's like everyone stands around, everything stops, and you wait for Al Jefferson to do his thing. If they get double teamed, then he tries to kick it out or something like this. This is more of a motion offense that the guards will. Lots of times it's initiated by Gordon. and the guards will go down. They'll split and come out on the strong side or the weak side of the ball. They'll get a screen. They can dump it in, but there's movement, and then after they pass it, they screen away. I mean, there's just constant movement. I don't know if you're familiar with a passing game, which most coaches, a lot of coaches have, where you hit and you pass, you set a screen and you go away, and that type of thing. But this is a little more structured because you can hit the post with it when you can, and everyone's moving, and that's what I'm so excited about. Is that it just keeps the defense honest, and it keeps them from just protecting the paint and just camping in the paint there.
So if I'm watching at home, Gordon's probably bringing it up, and I'm going to see guards coming out on each side to get the passes.
Right.
And then that's the first sign to me this is the new play.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
All right.
To be honest with you, that's a play that we used to run there as well. And this is the reason I was so excited about it, because I've ran this play before, and where the guard will go down and he'll come out on the weak side. Come out after the screen down. Now, there was the wrinkle that we had in there. When you go down, you come out off the screen, you can reverse it and get a lob pass, to dunk the basketball.
All right, keep an eye on
that. When I was jumping high, I used to get one of those every now and then.
Boom. Boom.
Yeah. Yes.
I did that on Nerf hoop once.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You can sky, man.
Jazz win tonight. We're all smiles now. 107-91. Have a good night. Be safe.